Let's go.
All right, welcome everyone to season 2 of the NerdTots D&D campaign. This one is titled "The Rods of Dominion." Unfortunately, season 1 was cut a little short. We're gonna kind of just move past that. Rest in peace, previous characters.
I missed you already, Torque.
Hopefully, the players have learned some, lessons from that particular situation. Also, as you can see, we are being safe.
I don't think we're supposed to be.
Right now, we're all making sure that we're keeping a respectable distance. We're all masked up. We've got our penises put away in our pants, so everything's going to be fine. What I'd like to do before I kind of read like the opening intro, monologue to the campaign is go around and have our players introduce themselves and their characters and maybe give a brief description on who they are. And we'll go ahead and start over here to my right.
What up, everybody? NerdTot J. I'm playing this go-around Drax, the Hobgoblin. He's a fighter. He's gonna fuck shit up.
Maybe not the enemy shit. Who knows?
Still to be determined.
Oh, fuck it is.
What's up, everybody?
New setup, guys.
Osiris Gaming. I am playing Grok, the Fearless. He is a half elf, half orc, warlock barbarian.
That's a mouthful.
And
barbarian wizard paladin.
right. And maybe not TPK everybody this time. Maybe not.
Technically, you did it last time.
I started it.
That monster finished it.
I am playing Harvey Albert.
Rag is too tight.
Let's cut that up.
Who is you, first of all?
The one black guy here. Eyes.
He's black!
I'm blacker than you!
On the inside.
Anyways, okay, so
This is all getting cut off.
I am
Blooper
Adontron. I'm playing Harvey Al Birdman. I'm an Arab Cockroy. Or
Cockroy. Cockroy.
You like
Eric Cockroy. Cockroy. Is basically a bird guy. Very small, short lifespan. And I'm a monk, like usual.
Can you see in the dark?
Hey,
Nope.
no, I can't see in the dark.
He's the only one that can.
I forgot. But I can fly.
Into a werebear.
That means you can be eaten.
We have not learned anything.
Okay, so thank you everyone for the introductions. I am the Dungeon Master
Hey, Dungeon
of
Daddy.
Braxis, aka Namco Nemesis. And I think we're ready to get started now, right?
Yeah.
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 Yeah, okay.
Absolutely.
Like
All right.
50-50.
Anybody got a Wi-Fi hotspot?
No.
Because I
didn't-
have my phone.
You
up
didn't
there.
ask before we started. So no, you don't get anything.
I unfortunately can't because I'm tethering.
Pull out your
my data.
paper and use a paper sheet
You gonna do
like a pleb.
Find out how much the
Darker.
Correct.
What the fuck does that make sense?
Darker than my current state, but not as dark as him.
okay, so let's go ahead and get started.
God, I miss you guys.
Oh my god.
Impossibly dark, impossibly deep. How did you get here? You guys laughed at this. You have brief flashes of memory that offer glimpses into your journey here.
Dark and deep.
As you regain consciousness, one such memory comes into terrifying focus. Flash. Feet dragging, you lazily lift your head, trying to gain focus on your surroundings. It's hard to see because it is so dark, and it's hard to focus with your head hurting so much. But up ahead, you see the faintest image of light casting shadows on a rough tunnel you're currently in. You begin to feel pressure under both of your arms and come to the quick realization you are being dragged. dragged towards some sort of creature that's yoked to a cage. Peering into the cage, you see other creatures in the cage huddled together. With the limited light afforded you, it's not hard to make out the image of horror and fear painting their faces. As you are being lifted towards the now open cage, you turn your head to look into the faces of the two carrying you. Dark faces. Beautiful, dark faces with shockingly white hair spilling to one shoulder. The other with their white hair tied back in an intricate braid. Two pairs of glowing red eyes look upon you with contempt and disgust as you are tossed into the cage with the others.
My nipples just got hard.
Dark elves in the encroaching darkness tell you two things. You are in the Underdark. You know that means you're dead. As the memory fades, it's replaced by the initial horror you felt upon a realization that you were in the Underdark and captive of Drow. You look around and see you're being held in a slave pen with other captives. Some look at you diffidently, others with suspicion, and a handful as if you are lucky to be alive. Amid all the swirling emotions and thoughts clouding your mind, one is substantially louder than the others. You must escape if you want to live. Dun, dun, dun. All right, you guys are in a, as I described, a slave pen. There are a few other creatures in this slave
What kind of
pen.
slave pen are we in? And what kind of slaves?
So
They're all men.
there's various different types of creatures. The slave pen itself is, where are we here? So you're in a cave opening, like a recess in the wall.
Yeah.
If you guys can see right. Oh my God, this is so hard. Right here.
This cave.
Yeah. So this right here is it's like an alcove, like a cave that's been dug into the side of this cliff face, right?
Like creature.
Correct. You're in there, and the one and only entrance is barred with very strong looking black oily steel that has very, very small sections that you can maybe barely reach your hand out, but that's where you're at right now.
Cool.
As far as your the other creatures in there with you, there are a few. Let me see here. Sorry. There are a couple of deep gnomes. There's an orc. There's actually a drow in there with you as well, kind of over in the corner. There are some kutoa, which are kind of like frog humanoid kind of creatures. You see an actual normal dwarf as well, and a couple of another deep gnome. This one kind of off to the side by himself. You see a weird looking, like fungus type creature, kind of standing in the center of the slave pen. And you see another creature, a darrow.
Which
What's a darrow?
Peaceful Darrow?
Huh?
Peaceful Darrow?
Did you say peaceful darrow?
How did you spell Darrow?
Oh, Derro.
Thank you.
So darrows, give me 1 second here.
so are we all in the cage right now?
You're
Or
all
do we
in-
all just get dragged?
You're all in there right now.
Do we all get dragged as a unit, or we don't know each other?
Oh yes, you were brought in at different times. I actually we're gonna just, I have that here.
I'm excited to use
All right,
these
so
things.
you've been captive for 1 day, so you're pretty much fresh meat at this point. You've been in here for 4 days, and during your 4 days, you've actually been able to find a medium-sized rusted iron bar that you kind of tucked away.
Where?
You've been enslaved for 5 days. You've also found a pretty similar length rusted iron bar that you've hidden.
Also where?
Hold up, time out. Is the bar as big as his body? Because he's a small guy.
He is
It
tiny.
might be. You've been captive for 8 days, the longest. And you've actually managed to scrounge up a 5-foot long strand of silk rope.
Still low.
But yeah, so Darrows are, they're I guess the best way to describe them, they're similar to deep gnomes. They have kind of like white pupilless eyes. They're known for being a bit more aggressive than deep gnomes are. One other thing I forgot to mention too is there's also
it turned off.
a quaggoth in there with you, which is a pretty ferocious looking creature. In fact, I can pull up a picture real quick if you guys want to see
How do you spell quagga?
what a quaggoth looks like.
Oh, never mind. I found it. DNDBeyond knows. Beyond knows.
And I don't know if this is going to come up on the.
Okay.
But that's a quaggoth, right?
Abominable
Now the one with you isn't hunched over. It doesn't really have like a feral look in its eyes, but it still gives off a pretty menacing, dangerous aura about it.
Cool.
Sweet.
Now, during our time here, since I've been here 4 days.
No,
yeah,
you've been
You're the longest.
yeah,
You've been
I was
there
here 4 days.
3 days.
4.
Whatever.
He's 3.
Have we had any dealings with anyone in the cage as of
think we've
yet?
been
Like in
about
those
the same time.
few days we were here?
There's been minimal conversation. Minimal conversation. Yeah.
So since I'm the new guy, all right, cool.
Oh.
I got an idea.
Everyone, give me a perception roll, please.
Perception check.
Actually, investigation.
Investigation
Yeah,
check.
Investigation.
Investigation.
14.
20.
Okay.
Yeah, nat 20.
I got a nat
Yeah, nat
20.
20.
Do you want the?
Well, no, I got a 19 plus one.
So we got 2 nat 20s,
And then my investigation is a plus
20,
two.
a dirty 20, and a 14.
Hey, my
What are yours with the modifiers?
No, that's clean.
So it's just 20?
Because I'm at a 0.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
I'm at a 0.
Okay, so you have the highest.
22.
You have the highest.
Yes.
Mine was a clean nat 20 without no modifiers or
Yeah,
anything.
clean that 20. And then
Plus
that's
two.
plus 2.
I don't care. All right, you rag must.
Starting off our rolls
I
right.
got nothing. I thought I did, but I'm
New
all
dice.
Maybe.
Commands.
The dice on that roll on that app could be laced.
Lies.
I don't want to.
D&D Beyond.
I gotta get up to get up.
How about you reach out to D&D Beyond and tell them that their dice are released?
All right.
Right, that's what balanced.
So do me a favor, take a look at your
Well,
Discord.
that's where the middle
Take a
is.
look at your Discord.
Okay.
In the meantime, what are we doing?
I'm going with that investigation. Can I notice anything or
Read your
any-
Discord like you told me.
Huh?
Well, so that investigation roll was specifically to determine some information and who gets the information.
Yeah. Did you read it?
Hold up,
Solo stuff.
They didn't tell me to
It was
look
a
at
direct
it.
message to you.
All right. So, can I want to go and talk to the whatever choir.
Oops, I sent it to the wrong person.
I was about to say, I don't have
Who do you
it.
send it to?
I always said it to me.
I did. Whoops.
I will forget that exists.
Yeah, please.
Just delete it.
Okay, now you should have something.
Funny.
That is funny.
I want to talk to the quack.
To who?
So talk to it.
I want to go talk to the quack, whatever the fuck it
The
was.
big menacing one?
That thing.
You know it takes more for you to say quag whatever the fuck it is versus quag off?
I didn't
It's more
remember it was
energy.
called quack off. That's why I said quack. And this is more energy instead of me going and doing what I was.
Do it then.
You keep talking.
Yes.
Wait your turn.
No.
Raise your hand when you talk to me. There you go. I want to go talk to the man.
Okay, now this, it's over off to the side of the slave pen, and every other creature in here is pretty much keeping a pretty respectable distance. One thing I can say, what did you have for your investigation?
14.
I'm going to use that just to give you guys a little more information. One thing you've noticed in the little bit of time that you've been here in the slave pen, at Captive of the Drought, you've noticed that they actually use Quagga as workers as well. So there's a fair number of them that you've noticed around this encampment that seem to be doing the Drow's bidding. Yeah. All right. So you're making your way up to the Quagga. Okay.
I'm walking kind of timid, making sure I don't kind of set anything off with him.
Okay.
I'm coming up respectfully. So how long have you been captured here?
I've been captive for, I don't know, I've lost count of the days.
By the way, I'm completely, apologies. My name is Drax. And your name?
Prince Derendil.
Oh, you're a prince.
Yes.
Well, charmed to meet you.
Unfortunately, this is not my true form. My kingdom was subverted and overturned by an evil wizard who cast a spell on me, and I've been forced from a high elf into this disgusting creature.
And is any of your other of your people here, or is it only you?
Unfortunately, only me. I woke up and I was already being dragged down into the deep.
And from the length of time you've been here, have you noticed anything suspicious about the guards or whoever has us captured here?
I can't say I've seen anything suspicious. Drow are fairly straightforward in their domination.
Okay. Well, I'm glad that I met you, and I'll take my leave now. Okay.
Yes.
And I walk away to the other side of the cage,
Okay.
and I sit in the corner, just looking at everybody.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm in a separate corner. I've been here the longest, and I'm just keeping it myself.
So, from being in here the last few days, have I been able to kind of notice who has any better interactions with the guards out of the slaves? Like, out of the other people we're with, like, just kind of like, would I be able to see who has
Who's a favorite?
better interaction? Yeah, who's the favorite when it comes to dealing with the guards?
Is there a favorite?
I will have you roll perception for that.
You can do it! Shit, in the mouth, shit.
Pretty much.
Perception?
Yes.
Negative. 3.
3. Okay.
My
So
friend, you don't get nothing.
you really haven't been able to tell if anyone, as far as you can tell, it seems like the Drow despise everyone equally.
Right.
And I'll just kind of pace a little bit around the cage. Just kind of still wandering.
Okay.
Does my character, since I've not been there the longest, but semi, do I know anybody? Like, have I gotten comfortable with anybody? Was there?
No, I would say that regardless of how long you've been in here, there really has not been much conversation. In fact, the conversation that he just had with Prince Derendil is the longest conversation that's taken place since the 8 days that he's been here. So there really hasn't been much conversation, cooperation, or anything along those lines.
Okay.
Good to know, good to know, good to know.
You can be creepy with me.
I wasn't creepy last time.
Creepy.
Okay.
You got the British accent.
I'll figure it out.
Alright, so I'm gonna go up to Drax. And are you prepared?
Can I just say I absolutely miss that feeling?
Yeah.
The feeling of Adon here in a roll, and
I know, I'm laughing because the moment you roll,
Adon's face went.
no, fucking John went.
No, but as soon as that dice hit the table,
I know.
Adon literally went like a dog hearing a bag or a kitty hearing the bag open.
It was funny. I saw John's reaction first, and I died.
Okay. Anyways, I go up to Drax. I choose to say hi to him. Okay. So
Talk to me, not to
Say
him.
hi.
yeah, say what I'm gonna do. Anyways, Hey, thank you so very much for breaking the ice. Like, I got here and everybody has literally been to themselves silent, and it makes it really awkward. But you, I see, as a go-getter, you're an awesome guy. What's your name?
Go away.
That's a weird name.
No. That's
Got
not
you
my
to a
name.
pyramid scheme.
So,
Go away.
Why?
You're drawing attention.
To
Go away.
I just want to make some.
I grab his head and slam it against the damn floor. I told you to go away 3 times.
I'm sure, I mean, he's a hobgoblin, and you are a very small bird.
Dexterity versus strength.
Yes.
Damn. And it begins.
I'm sorry, athletics.
As this happens,
Versus
I'm forward from my
acrobatics.
area, watching.
Oh, versus acrobatics?
Yes. So athletics versus acrobatics.
To make sure that I do see.
Okay.
I do watch this happen.
I want to catch this too at the corner of my eye.
Go ahead.
17 plus 5.
So 23.
16 plus 6.
So 22. 23 to 22.
No.
17 plus 5 is 22.
22.
Is a tie.
Tie is a hit. Yeah.
Who has the
Son of a
higher?
bitch, really?
D4 damage.
God.
Yeah, you have to beat it.
Fair enough.
Where the fuck did
What are you doing under the table, man?
Oh, there it is. It got him excited.
Alright.
2 damage.
Well, you just said it's D4. Oh, D4 with damage. 2 damage. Got it. Alright, I'm down to 15.
You're drawing attention. Go away. I will come back and talk to you, but you need to go away now.
Was there any guards that noticed that little scuffle?
Actually, that's a great point.
That's a great question.
Let's
Should have said you would come back later.
Nah, I needed it to look like we're not getting along.
Yes, a couple of the drow guards outside turn and peek their heads inside,
And
look at each other, laugh a little bit, and then go back to their post. They don't really care.
It needed to look like we're not getting along. So I didn't do that to hurt you. I kind of did that to not bring attention to me.
You brought your attention to yourself by doing that.
That's.
It just looks like prisoner on prisoner violence. It's not.
I guess. I mean, by that context, I should stab someone.
I'm gonna walk away.
With a little bit of headache.
You're on later.
No tips today. Chipped a tooth.
I want to walk over to the
I have a beat
to the big door
Okay.
or point. I'm just gonna kind of lean up against. Is he like sitting? Is he standing? What's he doing?
He is.
I need you back in my spot. I don't care anymore.
He's kind of like maybe sulking off to the side, basically opposite of where Prince Darendil is. He's on the other side, just kind of sitting there with his arms crossed, shaking his head occasionally. Seems like he's maybe having like an internal conversation and, not liking what he's talking to himself about.
Which person are you talking?
I'm heading over the door. I'm gonna walk over to him. I'm not gonna get next to him. We're gonna get maybe like 3 feet, and just kind of like post similar up to him, and just be I see some gears turning. You have any thoughts going in there? How we're gonna get out?
Give me 1 second, because I have to check something.
You gotta get copyrights right for that shit out.
They don't own hands, Osiris.
Deaf people do.
Yes, sir.
We'll get flagged with a gang sign.
Gangs are gonna fucking show up on our YouTube channel.
Just remember, they can't see the color yellow.
Where's that? How long ago was that? That was like a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
God, which one of you dumbasses?
It was me.
Son of a bitch. The colorblind one said they can't see a color.
They can't say it.
You speak common, right?
I
Jackass.
Question.
Dude,
You
Yeah.
jackass.
Do you speak common?
I speak
Do
common.
you speak common?
I'm assuming we all speak common.
I speak
Um,
Celestial.
Yeah, speak common, primordial, and undercommon.
You speak undercommon.
You speak undercommon?
Okay. What do you want?
Information mostly,
Why should I give you anything?
because they're fucking stuck in here together. Might as well find out something. Clearly it's a cage. You're not gonna get out of here by yourself with brute force.
Ron can do anything.
Well, he can do better things with more help. In fact, I can even provide some help and I just kind of slowly slide the pot, and I slide it back in.
Ron is listening.
Have you any thoughts on anything we've been doing or what you've seen?
I have noticed a few things. Wherever we are in here seems to have some sort of weird magical field around it.
Magical as in, like, it's gonna hurt? Or what do you mean? How do you know?
Ron has a feeling.
As good as any, okay. You have any inputs on any of the other people we're stuck in this cage with?
Do not trust the dwarf girl.
The dwarf. That one. The only normal dwarf person?
Yeah, watching this small,
Why
person.
shouldn't we trust the dwarf?
Don't trust any dwarf.
It's not even that one. And I point to, isn't there another like dark dwarf looking? No? Okay. So don't trust the dwarf. Got it.
Ain't the people that we are locked up from our doors?
Some elves.
They're dark elves. Okay, I'm just making sure.
We got
Racist?
yeah. One dark Ron.
Alright, well, it's been fun, Ron. If you have any more thoughts, let me know. I'm just gonna kind of scooch a few feet over and proceed to just watch.
Okay.
The mushroom guy is he standing or is he sitting?
He's standing in the center,
Okay.
kind of lightly swaying back and forth. There's obviously no breeze down there, but it seems like he's kind of going with some sort of invisible breeze. Kind of.
Okay. So I'm gonna go over by the mushroom guy. I don't know. No one knows his name, right?
If you don't know his
I
name,
don't know. His name. Okay, good.
We haven't really talked to anybody, remember?
All right. I'm just gonna go by him. I'm just gonna be like, "Hey, big guy. That's why you know you're my rock." And
He calls everybody big guy, don't he?
I'm just gonna chill right here.
He's
Because you're the only one that seems nice to me.
Everybody's big. The gnomes are big.
So it just kind of, is still kind of swaying a little bit, and it's hard to tell like what the front or back of this thing even is. It looks like it kind of tilts its head. You can't really see any eyes, but it kind of tilts its head a little bit, and it seems like it's looking at you, and then it steps like really close, like in your personal space, and it's looking down at you. And do me a favor and
Intimidation.
yeah, actually, hang on.
Don't pee.
Or do.
And it actually is giving off a little bit of an intimidating aura.
I've leaned forward to watch this bird talk to this tree.
So it's like giving out that intimidating aura. All right.
I told you not to talk to people.
No, you said don't talk to you.
Don't talk to you. All right.
Works
So
both ways.
You are now.
there you go. It takes a second.
Fucking
So as you're kind of feeling some of that intimidation at this point, suddenly, like from somewhere on this creature, a burst of like this fungus and these spores kind of just radiate out from it really quickly and envelop you. And it's a little disorienting, but you actually start to hear, after a few seconds, a voice in your head. And it's easy to tell that it's actually coming from the same creature. I am Stu.
Hey, Stu. How you doing?
What is this voice?
Step on him.
Wait.
Step on the fucking bird.
Did your character literally just go through puberty?
Step on the bird.
I need to get back to my people.
Your people? Oh, where are you from? Wait. Can you hear me like when I'm thinking, or like when I'm talking?
There's no need to move your lips. I don't need to hear your voice.
Speak my lips. Okay.
You're communicating telepathically.
That's awesome. And by the way, I'm saying that without moving my lips.
I have
Did
to.
we all
Okay.
deal with spores or just him?
Just him.
Yeah.
I have
Okay. So
So I just see them.
That is not.
And you see the little one's facial expression.
Yeah, I mean, anyone who saw what happened knows that he's enveloped in spores and they're just kind of staring at each other right now.
so it could be anything that's happening away. So where's your people from?
I am from Neverlight Grove.
Is that far from you?
It is, yes.
How'd you get here?
I was captured by the drow, much like everyone else in here.
His questions should be rapid fire style.
They are.
Yeah.
It's
Don't interrupt. I'm getting in the road. All right. So, have you thought about how to get out?
There
So blunt about it.
There are a few ways we could attempt to escape. I know that there are anywhere between 15 to 20 drow,
Wow. That's a start.
including a drow priestess. There are quite a few Quaggoth as well, like our friend in the corner, except they are much more aggressive. There are also, I have seen giant spiders that are surrounding this encampment.
The spiders all work for these guys too, or?
All of them are working for the drow. It is a well-established fact that the drow rule the Underdark. I can tell by your appearance you are not used to the Underdark.
Yeah, no, I see.
It took me a while to get adjusted to how dark it is down here. I won't lie. It's rough. So, do you know anybody else that's here? Like, are you close to anybody else that's here?
Just wait.
I have not spoken to anyone else besides you. You are my only friend at this point.
Awesome.
If we can escape and get back to Neverlight Grove, my people will give you sanctuary.
That's even better. I like that. All right. I'm gonna have to come up with a plan and work with you on this. But you down for that? And I love that.
I am down for that.
All right. I'm gonna cut my conversation at that point.
Okay, you had a question?
Yeah, is there any light in here?
It's very faint, dim light.
So the person that has no dark vision, shouldn't they be running into things?
No,
Or there's enough light for him to see?
There is enough light there's very dim light. The drow intentionally are doing this because they want to make sure that their slaves are as productive as possible.
Okay, just making sure, because he ain't got night vision. I want to make sure he running into things.
Yeah, there's dim
bitch.
light provided.
Are we close to like lunchtime or anything like that? Do you know?
Are you asking?
I'm asking as the DM.
You talk to God a lot.
Yeah.
You just-
I don't know.
Okay.
What do your characters want to do?
You are not a cleric. I'm gonna need you to
I'm
figure it
just
out.
observing everybody to see who I'm going to get to know next.
Can I try and call one of the guards over?
You're welcome.
I'll
Do
call
it.
one of the guards over.
Do it.
Sure, yeah.
As soon as he calls one of the guards over, I move towards the door, but on the other side. Where I'm close to the door, but not right in front of the door.
Is there a door?
Yeah.
Gotta get in somehow.
Yeah,
Not
they're like
necessarily, could be magic.
that, just like that.
Out of the game.
Picture.
What is your plan here?
Don't worry about
All
We
right.
haven't talked, so I don't know yours.
I didn't say in game. I said out of game.
Well, we still haven't talked.
I'm not talking about in the game.
Right.
I'm talking to John
Why,
now.
why would you know my stuff? You don't know me, son.
Don't bet a game.
I'm just trying to think of if I'm thinking what's
Just
gonna
like-
happen.
Just like I wasn't a part of that conversation, I didn't listen to any of it.
I'm not just gonna
Nice.
like tap on the cage, like, oi! Ah!
What are you tapping with?
My hand.
As you do that, you notice that there actually already were about 6 drow warriors walking towards the slave tent, and they level crossbows at you and tell you to back away from the gate. Back away!
I was just near a wall. I wasn't near the door.
Oh, I thought you were at the door.
He was at the door.
No,
I was
I'm
by the
by the door. I'm not in front of the
Okay,
door.
so you're inside banging against the wall.
Yeah, but I was trying to get one of them to come over.
Okay. All right, well, in that case, they just walk up to the gate. They can see you and tell you to step away.
I'm not in front of the door.
You're not. You're too close to it on the side. They can see you.
They don't like your.
Whatever.
It's a
I
cage.
stroll a little further.
They don't like
You
your-
don't,
Faster, you surface dweller scum.
you don't necessarily have to come into the
Go
cage.
further.
It's just a matter of something I'd like to bring to your attention. There's no need to come inside, really. I kind of get close. I was close. I came to the bars. I guess. Like, so I've noticed that you have a slight problem with your magic on the page. I'm not sure who you have to fix that, but they might want to get on it.
He basically said, "Get IT out here to fix
I need
it."
to fix the magic in the cage.
So
Gotta love
the
people.
drow kind of tilts his head a little bit as he's looking at you. The one like who's kind of speaking for the others. He points at you, and he points at you, and he points at the 2 deep gnomes that are kind of off to the side by themselves.
Still too deep, man.
The dwarf and the Kutoa and the frog the frog dude and says, "Get to the elevator now. You've got work to do."
Stand up.
Okay.
I'm gonna get 6 feet tall, and I just walk quietly, ignoring what just happened with this child.
Not a problem, but I would still might want to get someone that hates to be the person that doesn't report it.
As I walk past him,
I said get moving.
I'm going to
I'm
shove
just
him.
gonna walk.
He's making you look good.
I'm shoving him as I walk past him, because you are an idiot. I don't like you.
Okay. So they crowd you guys into the elevator and lower you, and it's a little hard to say, but you estimate it to be maybe a couple of 100 feet from the alcove that you're at to the actual bottom of the cavern floor. Once you're at the bottom, you notice that there are at least 2 guards. That you see 3 different exits out of the cavern. You guys can see here. One here, and one here. Here's the elevator.
Mm-hmm.
So as you're lowered down, you can see that there's exits, and at each one there are 2 drow positioned at each entrance. The other 3, along with the lead drow warrior, escort you over to this lake and instruct you to start filling up satchels and barrels to collect water. So you're going to end up doing some hard labor for a little bit. And give me a second, I'll get back to you guys.
No problem. Just take my time. Never know when downtown.
Every time.
It's like the theme song for the channel.
Every time I have to edit that out.
All right,
You can check
and
his
then
copyright privileges and let us keep it.
they bring some quaggoth down to kind of keep an eye. I'd say maybe about 6 of them to keep an eye on you guys.
So down you folks.
And then the 4 of them go back up and then grab point to you, the stool, the male drow that was in there, and Ront, and then
Rot.
the orc.
Okay.
And then they have you guys go over to empty chamber pots from the drow headquarters, like from the drow's rooms specifically. So you're emptying chamber pots. You're going around and cleaning up.
Pots, there's shit bins.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Little pots you poop and shit in.
Yeah, gotcha.
So you guys are cleaning those out now.
Are we
At
being
this-
watched?
Yeah, they're watching you just to make sure
Like,
that
how
you're
good?
not escaping.
Wait, so he's
They're just making sure we're
They're
not
doing it.
escaping, but we're
They're
going
being watched
into
by
the
Drow,
rooms
they're
to grab the
being watched
pots
by
by ourselves.
Well, no, they're following you into the rooms.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait.
I'm just making sure to see.
Oh wait, sorry. I don't care about your opinions.
They're following you into the rooms, yeah.
Okay. That's fine. I was just making sure to see what I may or may not get away with here.
Okay. I mean, you can do whatever you want. Just realize that there could be consequences.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm asking what's going on here.
If you're trying to see how well they're paying attention to you, you can do an investigation.
That's what I'm doing.
No, I'll say perception.
Perception?
Is the prince one of the quack off with us?
No, the Quagoth that are with you guys are the ones that are working for the drow.
Alright, well, I'm just gonna shovel water normally.
I think Punch is engaged.
Yeah, he didn't go down into the lasers.
So we're by the water doing water
I
things.
didn't see.
During water.
I
Okay.
got it 9.
So yeah, it's a little hard to tell how well they're paying attention.
Okay, so can I see what's in the rooms? Or see if there's anything interesting in the rooms?
Oh shit.
Yeah, actually, that's a good one. Let me see. Where are you? I'm gonna look for that. While I'm doing
Yeah,
that,
that's fine.
anyone else have?
I want to look for maybe like 1 or 2 sharp like rocks.
You can drop this man.
Rocks, yeah, that I could easily like hold in my palm, like small little sharp rocks or something.
I'd say that there might be a few of those in the.
We're shoveling water.
There might be a few of those in the. In like the shallow part of the water, yeah. So I'll say you can do. You'll have to do.
Out of hand.
Well, you have to do investigation to see if there are any first.
You just said there were.
Plus, there might be.
I wanna check to see if there's anything in the water.
Investigation.
Huh?
I wanna check to see if there's anything in the water.
God damn, I got 6.
You do
Yeah,
investigation.
My rolls are shit.
That sucks. Skills. Investigation. 18.
18?
Yes.
Okay, so, with your 18, what
That 18
specifically are
is
you?
tempted.
You're just looking for anything in the water, or
I
you're
just-
also looking for sharp rocks?
I am checking to see if there's anything in the water, including sharp rocks.
Okay, yeah, so you're investigating the water, you're searching, you actually are able to kind of see one, little sharp rock, maybe the 3 or 4 inches long, that's a little off to the side, and there's definitely something alive in the deeper part of this pond or pool.
Is that rock closer to me or him?
It's closer to you.
It's closer to me. Okay. So I am gonna take notice to him, to you looking around. And when you kind of just like give up because you don't see anything, I bring my bucket down and I go to scoop up water and I grab the sharp rock.
Okay, sleight of hand.
Mine's like at the bottom. There it is. It's gonna get matches. 12.
Ooh. Okay, so you're able oh wait, no, that was just for one round, sorry.
Wait, I thought we had the card off.
You have
Correct,
6.
yeah.
Okay, 6 cracks. So you're gonna roll for all 6.
So you can
Okay.
roll for all 6.
Starts clapping.
What'd you roll again?
12.
That's a violence thing.
Um, So the angle that you had, they're the 3 that are kind of over here, off to the side, like so you guys are right here, and we'll say that there's 3 on this side and 3 here, kind of making like a little semicircle around you. The angle that you have, these 3 on this side here didn't see anything, but these 3 absolutely did. They saw you slip that, into your pocket or whatever. That's it.
Okay.
As soon as you
Did I see them?
as soon as you, that's what I was gonna say. As soon as you did that, you looked up and saw all 3 of them looking directly at you.
I'm gonna try and intimidate them to be quiet. With a dead stare.
Oh, somebody's going back.
You're gonna try and intimidate him? Okay, all right.
Intimidating the guards.
By all means, please go ahead and roll intimidation.
We gotta look at them intensely while jerking off some air.
18.
Those
It's
that
a 14
is
plus 4.
laced.
It is a 14 plus 4. I'm half work. I have a ton of intimidation. Leave me alone. What's your intimidation? Hobgoblin.
Give me a sec here. I'm a -1.
I'm a 1.
Exactly.
I'm a -1.
Cool.
Intimidation.
Intimidation. You're a -1. That's
As well as I'm on charisma.
+2.
Exactly.
Yeah. Baby, +4. That's okay. Booty booty. Spooky spooky.
Do me a favor and roll again. We're gonna have you do that with disadvantage.
Okay.
Because you are
Hot damn it.
chained and shackled and restrained. So,
16.
Okay, 16.
Look at us bucketing and shackled.
So
Yes. Don't eat it all.
Means we're going to put your mask down. Remember, there's
Wait till
videos
break.
and angles.
Wait till break.
There's
no angle.
straight.
Wait till break.
Wait till that.
Wait till break.
But they're in angles.
Gosh. Curb your appetite.
Fuck you, man.
I'll send it right to him.
Ooh, he slipped up.
You know what that means?
You'll die.
You know what that means?
You'll die.
This gets cut off.
His character dies. That means your character dies as well. I didn't take my mask off.
Adeline's gonna tell Jen, and Jen's gonna tell you no.
I'm like, Jay did it. I didn't do it. I did it. Let's see if I can.
It don't matter.
Bro, I'm gonna be trying to put this online, so what do you think's gonna happen?
We'll get them on.
There
And
it is.
Y'all just admitted on camera that y'all gonna take your masks off. I'm ready.
Well, now this I can edit. But if you're eating while we're filming,
He said
I
he's
can't
gonna
do that.
blackmail. That's basically what he's saying. He said,
That's what he's saying.
He said, I can edit around everything else. But I'm a blackmail. Shit on him.
Yes, Adon, you're pretty. There you go.
Yeah, on video that you
No,
supported
it's
me.
my fault. I'm trying to figure out how to resolve this
Kill him!
without you dying.
Called it. You gotta let the chips fall where they
I mean,
may.
you can eat right now because this is gonna take a while.
Okay, so
You gotta let the chips fall where they may.
I have a backup character.
You always have the backup
So-
character.
I have to. I'm gonna make stupid decisions.
what's going to happen in this case is
Fuck off my case.
they are going to walk over to you. 2 of them are going to pin you. So, you're already restrained, so you absolutely can't move at this point. And then the other one is going to attack you. Okay.
As I see them walking up, am I in the water too, or like at the water line?
You're right at the water line, yeah.
Can I put my hands in the water and cast Mage Hand under the water and maybe try and trip up one of the guys walking to him?
You can try.
Okay.
Good job. Magic out here, right?
What I'm just, okay.
We have magic out here. This is
I have magic on
You're
me.
not.
I am half warlock.
Okay.
Fuck off my case.
Well, I do's it. Do I have to roll for something?
For Mage Hand?
It's a cantrip, so I can just use it.
Yeah, you can do it, yeah. The other three.
No.
The other three flag out there.
Keep calling.
Alright.
Fucking
You got some games started.
Yeah, no, that's your mama.
Water, you maybe just like hits the hand and gets tripped up a little bit.
What are some details on Mage Hand, how it works?
A spectral floating hand appears at a point you choose within range. The hand lasts for a duration or until you dismiss it as an action. The hand vanishes if it is ever more than 30 feet away from you, or if you cast this spell again. You can use your action to control the hand. You can use the hand to manipulate an object, open an unlocked door or container, stow or retrieve an item from an open container, or pour the contents out of a vial. You can move the hand up to 30 feet each time you use it. It can't attack, activate magic items, or carry more than 10 pounds.
Okay, alright, so you're trying to trip it, so we'll just do like we'll see if we can do a dexterity save. What's your spellcasting modifier?
Modifiers plus 2.
Okay, so I'd have to be a 12.
Yeah, save the suit.
Alright, that's a 20.
Man.
Walks right
But
through
good
it.
question.
Yeah,
Wouldn't the other, see him put his hand and that happen at the same time?
I'm so glad you asked. We'll get to that in just a second.
But it's underwater.
No, I know. Yeah, I
He
mean,
casts in front of me, he casts away over there. They don't know it's
no,
gonna
he tried to-
He's gonna get.
I promise we'll get there.
I have to die.
Either way, you attempted to do it, didn't even phase it, kept walking up to him, goes to strike you, only actually hits you one time. Thankfully,
Actually, you should die. You pushed me.
for 4 damage.
Okay.
And then they slip basically a hood over your head, so that you're also now blinded and deafened.
Okay.
Shortly after that happens, there's a loud screech that fills the entire cavern. And anyone who has already heard knows that it was the drow priestess that was screeching. Everything comes to a halt. The guards that are at these corners end up pushing in on everyone that's down at the water and leveling their crossbows at you to basically make sure that you're not moving.
Thank you.
A few seconds later, Ilvara, who's basically the high priestess of the Drow, who's in charge of this entire slave pen, this encampment, comes down and strides directly up into your face. You think you're smart?
No,
Do you think you're smarter than me?
I think the gorillas are smarter than you. He's gonna die.
Does she know what gorillas are?
So she gestures to the other 3 flag out that were on the other side. They come over, hold you down, and take the rags that you're wearing as a makeshift shirt and kind of just rip them off and expose your back. So you're kind of being held down like this.
They are getting whipped.
Man.
It's not going good for you.
Too bad you don't have wings. That'd be so cool.
Right when they go to whip, you just pop your wings, shield yourself.
Question.
Yeah.
Answer, baby.
With them putting pressure on me, approximately how much do I feel their weight? If I had to guesstimate how much they weigh.
I mean, 330 maybe.
Each or like combined?
Yeah, they're pretty big.
Alright.
So
Work.
You got back up there already?
Yep.
Oh man, I have to tell you about.
all right, so that's 5 plus.
That's okay.
Death. 5 plus death.
Yes, 5 plus. I see. That's all 6. I only got 14 out.
5 plus death. There you
He's
go.
still rolling. Stop it.
You double it. He dead.
Pissed off the.
If he is 28, you're dead.
23.
You.
Oh, you
shit.
surely
But
missed it. What type of damage was it?
Poison.
Poison? Sweet. I'm gonna do my thingy.
You're gonna do magic.
You're gonna do magic. No,
Or
it's not magic. It's an ability to stay up on 1.0 because it's not
You have
radiant
endurance.
damage.
You have the endurance thing. Everlasting endurance. The everlasting gobstopper.
Do kind of, especially if it works.
Well, I mean, you have to eat it.
So I have to roll DC 5 plus damage taken. Fuck my life. Hold on.
You realize they're probably gonna make you carry him.
No, I'm blind. I don't give a shit.
Well, they got you.
Alright, Amanda.
So it was 20. It was 23.
Yes.
That was 23 psychic damage. That's not counting the 6 that you took from the piercing as well.
Oh, so you're down. Dead. You're dead.
It's 29 total.
You're dead. That's
You're
double
dead.
my over. I'm dead. Instant dead.
Wow.
So, but wait, I can still try.
You.
I mean, you can. Yeah.
So what does
So
this?
I have to beat. Hold on.
Wait, what
The
does this guy
22
do?
plus 6 says a 28 plus 5.
I think the total is 29.
29 plus 5.
Plus
Yes.
5 what?
It says I can make a charisma saving throw, which is a DC 5 plus damage taken. So you gotta roll. What is that?
A 32?
29 plus 5? 34.
No, the 6 was from earlier. But
No. So it's a 34. 29 plus 5.
It's 34.
It's a charisma saving throw.
Have fun with
I have
that.
a plus 4 to charisma. Even with a nat 20, it's not gonna help. And it was a 12. Oh, that was the wrong dice, anyways. That was a D12. It was a 6. So I should have went with that one. Should have. Fuck.
She rolled the D&D one.
Oh, sweet Jesus.
All right, yeah, get that one. Let's see what happens.
Just
Oh,
fucking.
hold on.
So it's the D20. It's the bigger one.
It's, no, that was strength save. Clear.
See?
So I don't touch my stuff, damn it.
So for the record of fastest death in our group.
That one. We're less than an hour in the first episode
I know.
and he's dead. The same shit. I literally wrote the exact same thing as my physical dice.
Yes.
Motherfucker.
Oh, too funny.
We thought he was gonna die. Turned out your dumbass was gonna die.
Should just left him
Oh
alone.
my god.
The big guy, you take it.
So let me just calculate 29 damage real quick.
I can heal myself.
You can just type it in, dude. Apply.
Alright, so the Quaggoth, she says something to them in a language that,
No.
unless anyone
Okay.
speaks Drow, no one understands what took place. But whatever instructions she gave them, those 3 that were holding you take you back to the elevator and upstairs. And at this point, the other Drow that were up top bring everyone, including the guys that were upstairs cleaning the chamber pots, brings everyone down to the water. And Ilvara says, "Must I make another example?"
I immediately point at the bird. Yes.
You,
You're dead.
I know.
come here.
Okay. What's going on?
She tells you to kneel. Kneel.
It's not bad.
Kneel before the rightful rulers.
I mean, it's already loaded.
1 knee or 2?
This is what happened with the dragon.
Hang on. We'll roll for damage next time.
Ah!
Let's go.